Well, fellas, the bird's dead. Well, at the moment. So we were driving her down the interstate, you know, about a month ago. That's when it was. And you know, we're just driving home and we got 4 neutrals, boys. Yep, I think the old factory torque converter has finally given out after about almost a year worth of wrecking. Let's try to get her started up because, you know, they've been started up in a month. So see if she'll run. Would you listen at that terrible noise? But she's breathing. I ain't heard that in a while. The noise quieting back down. That's kind of weird. Usually it's making it all the time. So I don't know. It just sounded really bad. But I'm pretty sure that it's the torque converter. I don't know if it's the front pump on the transmission either. I mean, I'm gonna have to figure out when I bust it open, but right now she's quiet, so I thought it was a torque converter whine. I think that maybe they make it in part too, but it sounds like it's coming back. Who knows? See, the sound stops when I put it into a gear. It's only in part, and then in neutral it comes back. Yeah, if it ever stops raining, we'll get the car in the yard and start tearing the transmission out. Alright fellas, we got the car moved down here in the yard. It's on stands in the front, got the back propped up with ramps. We're gonna go ahead and get this exhaust pulled out so we can get to the trans, get everything unbolted, drop it, and see what we tore up. Been a second since we've had this out. Looks alright besides the road wear from it being way too low on the car. But it seems to be doing fine. Besides the rust, I think we got an oil leak. A little burnt on there. Alright, so we got the trans pan off. Fluid's pretty black. It was red coming out of the top, but once we got to the bottom, pretty black. Magnet is covered in a bunch of metal sludge. There's not many miles on the trans since I last, you know, changed all this, cleaned the magnet. So that's quite a bit of metal for such low mileage. All right. Well, we got the starter out up front. Got the gas tank dropped just a little bit so we can get in here. And now we're taking the drive shaft out. I got the rear loop out. So this thing should be able to drop and come right on out. All right, we got the drive shaft out. It's sitting up there with the rag on it. Went ahead and busted off some of the bell housing bolts. We got some of the accessories off, trans lines. So now we're gonna go take that cross member off and then take the last 2 bell housing bolts off. Should be ready to drop this thing out. That was rough for two bolts, but it's time. Let's see if we can get this thing dropped. Just take it off the dowel pins and then make sure there's no electrical cords, you know, stuck to the top of the trans, and we'll be good. Drop it on down. Yeah, we got, I think, one more little bolt here. All right, let's see what we got now. Now we got some electrical, not a big deal. Pop all the electrical connections off and she'll come right out. Well, there it is, she's out. Wasn't able to see anything wrong with it off the get-go. I mean, everything's factory, so of course it's gonna be wore out on the inside, and we'll see what it looks like. Don't hear anything right off the bat when it comes to the torque converter. It sounds like it's got maybe just a little bit of a grind or something going on in it. It did make that whirling noise whenever it was running, so who knows. We'll take it off, take a look at it, and we also need to check that pump. Might as well go ahead and tear the whole thing down too and look at all the clutches. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and clean up. That's gonna be it for today. Next time we're gonna tear into this thing and see what we can find.